Greetings from WBCS Neo. Sorry, I've got no personal picture of me today, no front view camera, no real reason other than the fact that I need a little bit of space on the screen. As you can see here, I have got my beginner. Ooh, that's a bit weird doing this. Going from top to bottom, I have to go front to forward. Weird. Which is my nice little new beginner method I've just been setting up. Basically went through the whole old sort of Rubiks method and tried to trim it down, so it's only using 8 algorithms. Someone asked us to make a video of it and stuff, so I'm going to do a video. So we are going to pull the cube out. Trusty good old GAN. We'll put that there, shall we? Nice and loud right next to the microphone. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly scramble this. Get it nice and scrambled, mixed up a little bit. Then what we'll do is we'll just run through my thing and just show you how easy it is to solve from that, basically. So what we're going to do is, the difference with this one is I am going down the route of sort of encouraging people to try to do the cross without looking. I mean, it is a good idea, but if you are like literally starting cubing today, for example, you've never touched a cube in your life, then you might want to sort of, as you do a move, look to see how it's affected the cube. That way you'll learn what it's doing. Okay, so first things first, we are going to, as a golden rule, as you can see here, we've got yellow on top, then we've got red here. For example, there's the example. This is just the example, so don't pay attention too much about the colour on the pages. Basically simply because the colour on the pages don't necessarily reflect what you're looking at the time. That's just a position so you can execute. Okay, so it could be blue on this side and orange on this side, for example. Okay, so if we do that 180 degrees, there it is, blue and orange. Okay, so what we're doing is, first things first, we'll look upside down. What we're trying to do is we're trying to do a cross, typical Rubik method. Then we'll do the corners, so that gives you a full layer, the first layer. Then we'll do edge inserts for the second layer. Then we will do a cross on top. Then we'll orientate the edge pieces so they're all in the right, so they're all matching, like for instance, you know, orange, orange, yellow, yellow. Okay. From there, once we get the edge pieces aligned, then we will do corner swaps to get them in the right area, and then we'll rotate the corners to solve if need to. You don't know, we don't know until we get there. So let's go with this. So first thing I spotted straight away with this is I can see orange here is lined up to this white. We are in, so we don't want to touch that one at all. So I'm looking, I can see blue, white, anything to do with white, any edge piece with white is what we're looking for. So here's a prime example. So the first example, which is ironic because it's going to be in here, if we scroll down, this bit here obviously goes through, if I can use the finger to point, this is weird. Okay, this bit here just goes through all about the cubing method and stuff, and gives you an idea of what the letters mean, representation and stuff. Okay, so as you get down, stage 1, and this is what we're doing now, stage 1, which is basically all the different moves you need to make a cross. Okay, most of it's intuitive, you don't need to do this bit. If you've already been able to do sides, we're not talking about just a side where you've just got a white edge and all this bit's messed up. We're on about having, it helps you get the right side. Obviously this all correct and this layer correct, that is a proper definition of a solved side. Okay, not this bit and jumbly bits, because it's not going to progress. If you try to solve the rest of them, it wouldn't work. Okay, right, so in this case we have got our first example. We've got a nice red piece here with the white edge. Okay, so in this case we're looking at the bit there, you see where it's got green. This is weird trying to do this sort of like back and forward for up and down, so I'm obviously trying to go up and down and going towards the camera. So we've got this bit here which needs to go to match this. Okay, so in this case it is exactly what that says just here, which is basically R2. So if we've got this in our hands, if we do an R2, we'll do it so you can see the picture. So we'll do an R2, okay, and that has put that piece in. So next bit, let's look for another piece, okay. And we've got this piece in here. We'll come to that in a minute. We haven't got anything to pull that out and stuff like that. You can, however, use the FTL moves that come further down, but there's an easy way of doing it. It's intuitive to pull that out and pull it back in. It's dead easy. Okay, so we're looking for another one. In this case, we have got blue, and again, we're looking for a white edge piece. Okay, we'll do this one next. Anything in the top layer is great. Okay, that's what we're aiming for. We've got one crap one here, but we'll sort that out. So blue and white, so bring it round so at least one of the colours matches. So in this case we want blue here, so this one matches to this one. Wrong way around. Okay, so we look at the thingy, the next one I can see there. There's the next one down, second one down, which is absolutely fine. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put my cursor on for that so you can see it. And hopefully you can see that cursor. Oh, can't see the cursor. Oh, there it is. Right, so we've got a cursor. So we want this one here because that piece is matching that. In this case, it's blue and blue. Okay, so we need to do that move. So if we again hold the cube like it says, so we've got right, front, and we execute the move up, front, right prime, front prime. Now if we look at the cube, there's a plus with this one as well, which I'll show you in a minute. So we've now got the blue white matching. Now however, in doing that we have also released the green white, which is good. Okay, so that saved me having to explain how to get that one out. So again, we look around and we find the green. We know green white's here, so all we need to do is bring that round with a U2, and it's the same move as we've just done. So that is up, front, right prime, front prime, F prime. Okay, now if we have a look, we have now got a solid cross. We've been quite lucky, we didn't have to do any of the other moves. Okay, so we've got a cross made. So now what we want to do is we want to insert edge little corner pieces for the bottom layer. Okay, so we'll look for a piece which is reasonably easy to sort out. We've got blue, white and red straight away here. So I am going to bring this around. The reason why I'm going to do this one first is because if you look in the blue, red, white slot, so there's the red, there's the blue, there's the white centers, so that's the corner you want to be going in. This has already got one of the other corners in here, so I want to move that one out of the way, which I'll do when I move this one to here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to bring this around to there. Okay, so that is now above where it wants to go in. So if we move this down over here, so what we're doing is we're finding the corner pieces, which is stage 2. Okay, bottom corners. So we have got this scenario, which is this one here. So you can either use a simple sort of move, and we'll show you what that one is. Okay, it's a bit small on the screen, but you should be able to see the F primes, I think, and U primes. I could probably make it bigger, but hey ho. So we've got two options. We can either do a 3 move insert, which is 1, 2, 3, like that, or you can do the next one next to it, which is U, R, U prime, R. Okay, most people prefer the UR because it's a nice easy one, whereas front's not a very friendly one. So that's the first one done. Remember I said about the red, green, white. Okay, so again, replace. You don't, when you get more skill to it, you don't have to do that, because technically the first move again, which is the same as what we've just done, is a U, so we're bringing it from here, so you don't want to be doing this twice really, in all fairness. So you've actually done the U there. Okay, but for basic purposes this is where we're starting from. So we've got it in the corner we need to go down, which is the red, green, white, which has got red, green, white. White is facing. Okay, so we look up, the white is facing one, which is that one there. So we perform the move again, U, R, U prime, R. Corner number 2, done. So we'll have a look for another one. So anything, again, we're looking for anything that's got white on it. We've got white, green, orange. Okay, so we need to look for white, green, orange, which is coming round. So we'll just rotate because we know orange is coming up. It's not this one because that's blue. So we've now got white, green and orange. Okay, there they are. There's the three under there. You've got your white one, your orange, your green. Okay, and there's your corner. So that's in the right place. So we look at the next one, which is this one here. So we perform. Okay, we can perform it. I know standard Rubiks would probably tell you to do it that way, but in this case we're going to keep it so it's, you know, all around the right hand side of the cube. Okay, it's just for orientation learning purposes. Once you get used to it, you can change around and use left side inserts and stuff there. So again, you can either do right, up, right prime. Okay. You may, however, want to do U, F prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. Both do exactly the same. The jiggle these the top bits around a little bit and stuff, but other than that, it's the same move. Okay. Just one's a little bit quicker than the other, depending on how your orientation. So last one. So we have got the piece in here, but it's just the wrong way around. It's got the orange, blue, white. We've got orange, blue, white. So it's in the right place, but it needs twisting around. So we'll look for that one, which is this one here. So we have a look. We'll put it so we've got the right doing, and we do right, up, right prime, up prime, right, up, right prime. Okay, and that's it. Easy as that. So now, as we go around, we've got full side, full set of edge, first layer done, and full side. So next step, we move on to stage 3. Dun dun dun. Right, so this is where you start learning algorithms, because if you try to use anything else, you're going to lose a corner or mess up the rest of the white side. Okay, so this is why you need an algorithm, just to do things correctly. Some people are okay with the algorithms, but the beauty with LBL versus other methods like CFOP is, as I've mentioned on my previous video when I did a comparison between the two, is there's only 2 algorithms for LBL at this stage. Okay, for this particular part to do, which is basically putting these 4 edge pieces in. Okay, these 2 are in a peculiar place. We'll show you how to pull them out, but we'll focus on anything that's on top first, get them out of the way, and worry about the other ones. So we've got blue, orange. Okay, so we're looking for blue and orange. So what I want to do is I want to match this blue to the blue side. So we'll rotate this round. It's not that one. Oh look, it's that one. Okay, then you want to put the actual side. You can do this way. Okay, we'll keep it in line with the method. So we've got the blue. This needs to come to here. As you can see, it messes this up. Okay, so the algorithm for this one. So if we look down here, and this is the algorithm here. So there we go. So if we grab the cube, we are doing up, U prime, F prime, U, F, U, R, U prime, R prime, and that puts the edge piece in on top of the corner. Okay, so we'll look for another one, see if there's anything around. Oh look, we have got green orange lined up, which is good. This is the other way around. Okay, so we'll do as the book suggests. Okay, so in that case it is this one here. Okay, so we execute that command. So it is U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F, and that inserts. Okay, so far so good. Right, tricky bit now. The problem with this is these are both back to front and then in each other's way. So what I would probably suggest is execute, if you're not familiar how to get these out quickly, execute one of these 2 commands. Doesn't matter which one, because they both need to be removed, but what you'll do is you'll take one out and use that one to take the other one out. So we're going to take out red and blue edge from the red green location. Okay, doesn't matter which one of these you use, as long as you just do it. Okay, if it been in the right corner, then we would have executed this one. but it's not, so we're not going to. So what we'll do is we'll execute one of these. So we shall do, we'll just, for reference, we'll just do this top one. So we'll do U prime, F prime, U, F, U, R, U prime, R. As you can see, it's taking that piece out. It's over here, I think. Yes, hey, got it right. Okay, and that has actually, if we rotate around, lined this one up. Okay, ready to be put in here. Okay, so it needs to go in this a bit here, so that needs to go in here like that. Okay, so we would execute the one here, because that's the picture of it. So we do that, so that's U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U prime, F, and that puts that one in. And what that does in the same time is that actually puts, yes, you guessed it, red green out of the slot, and also aligns it up, which is a bonus. Okay, so you didn't have to do anything fancy. So again, we have got this here now, so we now execute this one again. So U prime, F prime, U, F, R, U, sorry, R, U prime, R prime, and that's it. So we now got all four edges lined up. So that's the first two layers done. 2/3 of the cube solved already. Okay, stage 4. This is where it gets complicated. Again, there's only one algorithm, so don't panic. One algorithm. Yes, you heard right, one algorithm. Okay, that was 2 algorithms for that. 1 algorithm for getting the cross. This is just to get the cross shape. In this case, ironically, we're going to do quite well here, because when I execute what I'm going to tell you, we're going to get, I know for a fact if I execute it, I'm going to get the full side. For me as a speed queuer, that is ideal. However, we're not speed queuing, we are beginner. Okay, so in this case we will look up, so ignore any corner pieces. Okay, what we're doing, we're looking for the cross. We have got a half a cross, okay, which is this one here. So this is the one we want to execute, which as you look at these ones, these are all the same execution, but for different scenarios or different positions. Okay, so when we execute this one, for example, the result is that one, so then we go to this one to get the cross. Okay, same with doing this one, for example, will give you a line, then you come to the line to give you the that and that to that. Okay, there is another method, but we don't want to get it looks like there's another method. It looks like a long way around to go from there to there to there to there, but it's technically only 2 moves. Okay, it's only 2 sets of algorithms really, but we'll show you why. Okay, so we're going for half cross. So front, up, right, up, U prime, I will do up, R prime, F prime, which in this case is giving me a full side. But as you can see, if we ignore the cross, the corner pieces, we have got a cross. Okay, right, that was nice and easy, wasn't it? Stage 5. So what we're doing here is we're having a look at the edge pieces. So we've got the cross, but we also want to make sure that these edge pieces match up. Okay, so that's nice and matched up there. However, blue and orange, wrong way around. Okay, the other scenario is where opposites, you've got 2 that go in and 2 that don't. That's the other one. Okay, so if you read this, this actually gives you conditions to follow. So if conditions, so if for instance, if all edge pieces line up with U, so if these all match, then obviously go straight to stage 6, because we've done it. We don't have to do any jiggery pokery to get these fixed. Part 2 says if 2 opposite edge pieces are only lined up, that means like green and blue, for example, were here, then you would execute this move. Okay, and then you would do 5B. Okay, so this is 5A, 5B. So 2 adjacent edges, which is these 2, match up, but the other 2 don't. Okay, so that's the one we want. So we need to do stage 5B. So this is stage 5B. So we have a look, we have it, we look at it and see how it's lined up. So you've got these two facing like this. So that's what you want to be doing, okay, and you want to execute the command. So we'll do a U first, sorry, U prime first as it suggests, right? I'm pretending to be a newbie at this, okay. Then we do R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, okay. Then it says follow it with a U2, which corrects the orientation for you, okay. It's just like an add-on bonus move. Just saves you looking at the cube and wondering why you went wrong, okay. Red and green are in place, and if we look at blue and orange, which was the problem, now fixed. Okay, now stage 6, correcting corner positions. This is where it gets interesting. So what you're doing is, in this case, we're quite fortunate, we've only got a couple moves to go. So what we're doing is we are looking for, initially, as it says, we are looking for, if we have got no corners, we have got one corner, but pretending that one doesn't exist, if we have no corners in the right place, so that means in this case this isn't in the right place because that should be a red, so that's not correctly placed. This one should have an orange in and not the red, so that's those two are the wrong way around. Okay, so as we come round again, that should have a blue in it. It hasn't got a blue in it, and it's wrong orientation anyway, so it cannot have. But this one has got all three correct colours in the right corner, so that's a good thing. Okay, so we'll have a look. So we'll look at the conditions of this again. So we'll have, if we have no corner pieces in the right location, go to 6A, which is going to generate a corner piece insert in the right way. If not, then we need to do a proper execution. Okay, so it just basically means if you haven't got any corners in the right place, do 6A execution anyway, no matter what position you're in. At this point we'll show you what you've got to do in this instance, okay, because I am using slightly more better way of doing corner on this, and I much prefer it this way. It's just something you get used to as your cube anyway, but it's a good way of doing it. So what we're doing is we are going to turn the cube, in this case we've got a corner in, so I'm going to turn the cube round. So I want the cube with the corner top, okay, or in this case back top left side, okay. In this position we want to put yellow facing you, okay, so that makes orange up at the minute, okay. That's your U at the minute. We're going to put that back when we finish. When we execute the move, we're like this, okay. So I am facing me like this with yellow, and you'll see why in a minute. So we've got that corner, which is good. Okay, from here we execute the command for 6A, which is this one here. Boop. Okay, again, one algorithm to sort all this out, no matter what state it's in. One algorithm. That's why this is quite a good method for learning, because you don't have to do drilling like you do with like advanced methods like CFOP and RU and stuff like that. You don't have to learn loads of algorithms to solve the cube efficiently. You can do it quite efficiently just doing this method. So we shall do that. So we'll do the execution again. Like I said, yellow is facing me, so that is F face now. It's not U, it's F. So as you can see, the camera's above me, so you can't see that, but that's it. So I'm going to tilt it anyway so you can see what happens. So we are going to do this. So we do right, up, right, down, right, or I should say U prime, R prime, D prime. Okay, so what we have a look at the condition again. So you read through the conditions. We know that one's right. Okay, if you read the instructions, if it doesn't match this corner straight away, then you repeat the process again. Okay, simple rule. If these don't match, repeat the same thing again. So it's the same command. Okay, so it's R, U, R prime, D prime, R, U prime, R prime, D prime. Now we know for a fact if you don't get it first time, second time you will get it. Okay, if you get lucky you get it first time. That's brilliant. So we have a look now. So we've got correct, 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 because they've all got the right colours around them. and lucky we've got one solved. Okay, which takes us on to stage 7. Stage 7. Now this is where it gets a little bit complicated. As you can see, stage 7, there is a load of conditions. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 conditions to look through. Okay, but they are pretty much easy conditions. In this case, we've got what's basically we know as a soon, which is basically 1 is in the right position and it's all solved, but these are scrambled. Okay, right, so we need to basically rotate these corner pieces. Okay, there's a lot of CFOP algorithms that don't rotate very well, but I do like these methods for rotation. In this case, we have a look for this nice fish pattern. There's one particular thing that stands out with this fish pattern. If we put that to the back, notice I've put the yellow back on top, so now it is U again. Bear that in mind. So when you've done that and go, oh, I've got it right, don't hold it like that and execute. Okay, make sure you've got the cube back to orientation with the yellow up. Okay, so what we're doing is we're turning this around very briefly, and we're looking for these edge pieces here. So we can see this is condition 7E. Okay, so if we look at 7E, we've got the fish. So if I turn this round to there, we've got this yellow square here, which is identifier for this one. If it was the other one, like this one, as you can see, the yellow is on this side. Okay, yellow on that side, yellow on this side. So that's how you identify it. So you do the command. So it says here, execute 7C, then U. So we'll look at 7C, which is just here. So we'll execute this command. It looks like a long command, but it's a very easy one. Once you've done it a few times, you remember it. So we're going to play that one out. So that's in position. So we shall do R prime, D, R, D prime, R prime, D, R, U prime, R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, U. Okay. Now if you notice that has solved that bit. Okay. Keep it in mind. So we'll look back at 7E, which is what we were on. Then execute a U. So don't worry about this. Okay. Then execute 7D. So we'll look at 7D, which is this one here. That's this one here. Okay. So we'll look at 7D and execute that command. So we go R prime, D prime, R, D, R prime, D prime, R, U prime, R prime, D, R, D prime, R prime, D, R, U. Oh, R, U. Okay, and then what it says at the back, execute U's again if you need be, U prime in this case. Okay, so just basically what it's doing is it's just telling you to correct it if we overshoot. Okay, because depending on how the outcome is, that's what's going to happen. But I've standardized these ones so they work independently, but you use them ones to cut down how many algorithms to work. Okay, and that's how you solve it. So that is a solve. That's pretty straightforward, and all these use pretty much those algorithms. Okay, the only one it doesn't use is that one. So all these ones down here all use those these two algorithms here. The only one it doesn't is this one, which is because they're diagonal from each other, so they use a different one. They use the same one. Again, that's just one algorithm for both of those instances. You just turn it around U2 first. Okay, you do a U2 and execute for that one, whereas you're executing that one. Okay, but you get the gist anyway. So yep, those are two algorithms you need, which can sort out all these problems as well as their own unique ones. Okay, so there you go. That's how you can solve the Rubik's Cube with the Stanley simplified LBL method. Please like and subscribe to me and share and all that, and just let me know how you think. It was probably a little bit long-winded, but I like to take my time. I'm pretending to be a beginner. Obviously I'm not. So, but it's really hard for me to go to beginner mode and walk through, because I've got to fight like I showed with doing a solved cube to a scramble. I have to fight with my instinct to want to skip over stuff and use CFOP and stuff to do OLL and PLL, whereas LBL is it's like quite primitive to me now. But it's a great way of starting cubing because it's an easy way of solving the cube, which will keep you interested, because a lot of people do. I keep saying this, they'll pick a cube up, they'll get so far, they'll get one side, they might get two sides if they're lucky, but they mess it up so many times and they'll just give up, they'll just stop doing it. Instead of just going around, find something like this page, which, to be fair, is really simplistic. I hope it is. I want people to visit it, which it's up here, so I can use the camera thing. So there it is, there, that one there, with my fingers going under. That's the website. That's that page, this page here. Okay, and that'll let you solve the cube quite easily. I've just done it in what, I'm trying to see how long I've been running for. I don't know, I can't see where my timer is. So I haven't took that long to do it, you know what I mean, and that's just following that instruction. So if I can do it following an instruction, I haven't cheated, I know the moves, but I have literally read the moves and executed. And it's also good because it gets you used to what moves are. Obviously it's all been right hand orientated, just to begin, but there's nothing saying you can't learn the moves left handed or execute left handedly. We encourage that, but as a rule, just to simplify it and stop hurting your head so much, we haven't included left hand algorithms. We've just done everything right handed, so you can actually just solve the cube with minimal learning of algorithms, with little headache. So I hope that was good for you. Stay tuned, and like I say, please subscribe, share, visit my Facebook page and stuff like that for my gaming page. That'd be great. Thank you very much. See you later. And get my mouse out the way. Ciao for now.